I'm not brave enough for politics.
Welcome to another video. Today we are playing Umi and Gishki's in the cup, which has now ended, but I wanted to show this to you because this is probably the toppest tier version of the Gishki Umi deck that you could play if you want to play it on the rank ladder. Now Konami is coming out with a ban list which is actually hitting the regular version of Umi control, so if you want to see my updated Umi control list, stick around because in the next episode we'll be talking about that. But today it's the Gishkis and the Umis together. An opponent going second playing Cash Tiras, and you're going to be seeing a lot of Cash Tiras. The stats on frequency of cards, so I just got to point this out here. We don't run any targets for Pacifist to search for, but the effect to search will activate every time you normal summon the token. An opponent sometimes will Ash Blossom it, which is just basically getting rid of Ash for free, so thank you opponent. Not knowing that we had a search target, ashing the Pacifist. Very nice. Very cool. Opponent triple tactics though. Getting Harpy's Feather Duster. Not going to be very effective on us. We are going to activate Sea Stealth, protect our back row, dodge the Jellyfish, so Jellyfish will come back later. Opponent popping our Ice Barrier. A little annoying. We could have used that to fade the attack from the Unicorn, but it's all good. Pressured Planet getting a Cash Tira Fenrir to hand. Usually means they already have the level 4. So Birth, oh, there you go, they had Birth. Birth summoning the Fenrir searching for Rise Heart. Rise Heart activating. We are going to activate Ice Barrier right now. Why are we activating right now? Because opponent likely could banish cards from the top of our deck with the Cash Tier Rise Heart, and we want to get our search before it could be accidentally banished by the Cash Tiras. So, you know, gotta get your one-of searches. Now we are playing, I believe, only one of the Ocean Dragon Lord. Stick around to the end of the video, I'll show you the full deck list. I mixed it up. I was trying to play, sometimes I play one, sometimes I play two, because the Gishki side of the deck requires a lot of cards, and that side I felt was performing a bit better. So we're playing only one of the Ocean Dragon Lord, but he is searchable with the copies of the search spell. Now, opponent clearing our board. Jellyfish going to come back. We still got the Pacifist. They used their Fenrir to banish our one copy of Sea Stealth attack. So Sea Stealth attack offline. We don't have another copy to search. Cash Tira Unicorn triggering to banish the Zeus is actually going to give us an additional token which will fade the attack. So get to keep our 5,000 life points, which could be relevant. And opponent not choosing to go into the Shangri era, just going straight into the Rise Heart and going to activate right now, banish our Pacifist. Okay, so opponent has no interaction. We got this Raigeki to clear their board, and we got the Jellyfish coming right back. Alright, let's get going. Start by Raigekiing. Pop the opponent's field. Use Jellyfish to summon our Ocean Dragon Lord, sending a Legendary Ocean to the graveyard. Activate to search for the one copy of Sea Stealth 2, so we'll at least have 2 Umis going on, and our monsters. Our water monsters can't be targeted by non-water effects, so if opponent finds another Fenrir, they will not be banishing our monsters because they can't be targeted. Opponent send 2 back row, trying to activate the Birth to summon, presumably the Fenrir. We're going to Jellyfish negate. Opponent, you are negated. Alright, love to see it. Now we got the Umi lock going. Opponent can't summon more than one non-water monster. Selgiga's not going to do anything. Let's just search for another Umi, get in for big damage, and opponent is done. Love to see it. Alright, let's go on to the next game. Alright, make sure to stick around to the end of the video because I will have Sink or Swim, another episode. We got some more fan videos to show off. An opponent setting, this is the Umi Nightmare, alright? Set 5 back row can only mean bad things. So luckily, Umi Nightmare does not mean Gishki Nightmare. Let's see if we can fight through it. Love the Focused Aquamirror not being a hard once per turn. You can just keep activating this, so very great to activate. Bait out negates. Let's summon our Grimness. Get the Abyss on the field. Get a search. See if opponent wants to interact, and they are playing the Labyrinths. Labyrinths activating, and they do it in this order. So they summon, and then return to hand, and then they summon the other one. So Lovely Lady's going to stay on the field. The other one's going to get bounced back to hand. Going to trigger the Lovely Lady to pop a card on field or pop a card in hand. So what do we think opponent's going to pop? If I were them, I probably would have waited to pop because you could have popped the Sprite Elf that we're going to make. But if you do have a board like this, I guess you'd pop one of the cards on field. Pop in the hand right now is just a bit of a crapshoot. You could hit anything, but we got so many cards in hand. Doesn't really matter what they hit. Opponent summoning back that Labyrinth Lady. popping the Aquamarine Illusion, which actually does not matter at all, because if we end the turn with a ritual monster on field, focused Aquamirror will reset this from the graveyard. So that was very minimal value pop on the lovely lady. Let's Sprite Elf, get back the Abyss. Non-targetable because it is in the zone that Sprite Elf points to. And we're going to try and use Yugioh, because use Yugioh first. We're obviously also going to use the Necromirror to tribute opponents. You could tribute the Lady Labyrinth, because this one can set a normal trap from the deck. So we're actually going to tribute that one first. That one is the more problematic one. And then if opponent doesn't find a way to get rid of this right now, we're going to put a Gishki on top of the deck with the effect of Necromirror in the graveyard. And then we can activate Yugioh, draw a card, and then spin a card on the field back in the deck to get rid of one in their back row. Opponent, Dogmatica punishing. Popping our Sprite Elf, popping our Yugioh. That is A-okay. We got more cards to play through this. Focused Aquamirror, search for the Gishki Shadow. We are going to shuffle the Necromirror back in the deck, because Gishki, Necromirror, none of the ritual spells are once per turn. So we can Necromirror again, tribute opponent's lovely lady. Get our Naramanis on field, and this is pushing for Gishki lethal. Alright, now if you watch my last Gishki video, the Go Second Gishkis, which is a very fun deck, it has a way to push for lethal, even though we are locked into attacking with only ritual monsters due to the Grimness. So we can attack for 6,000 and then rank up Xyz into a level 10. But opponent, Daruma Cannon, flipping our monsters face down. That is alright. No lethal push this turn. Let's set up our Sea Stealth attack and pass the opponent. You got one set back row and a Kaiju. Kaijuing our beautiful Naramanis. Alright. Well, luckily, it's fish sonaring time, meaning we can get our Umi Lock live. And that will stop our opponent from summoning more than one non-water monster. Let's activate... Flip this face up actually searches. I did not know that. Let's activate Fish Sonar. And opponent does not want to see it. They are done. Maybe we should be using Book of Moon. Book of Moon, flip the Abyss face down, flip it back up. Could be an additional search, something to think about. Alright, let's go on to the next game. Alright, on to the next game. Now I am a bit salty that Konami chose to hit the Pot of Prosperity in the new Masterduel ban list, because Umi, you know, regular Umi is struggling right now. I tried playing just pure Umi in the event, and I found, you know, it's definitely a struggle. Alright, the deck it needs multiple pieces to get going. So, you know, we got our classic Umi Lock right here, but anything goes wrong, you know, anything goes wrong, we could lose our Umi Lock. It is a risk, all right, but we got the perfect lock set up. Let's see what the opponent can do. Evenly matched, really devastating answer to this deck. So we can use Sea Stealth attack to save the Jellyfish or the Ocean Dragonlord, and we're going to lose our Umi and our Pacifist, which is really rough for us. So I think I will keep the Sea Stealth attack here, save our Umi Dragon, lose Jellyfish, lose both Umis, and opponent just gets to do whatever they want main phase 2. Opponent with the Fire Formation Tenki, playing Ancient Warriors. Alright, well, Ancient Warriors actually has a lot of water monsters, so the Water Lock not going to be super effective against them. If we can get Gishki going, we might be able to outvalue them, because the Gishki package is very grindy. You're going to be activating to get your Abyss back every turn. And opponent going to Blackluster Soldier, Soldier Chaos. Not sure why they did that going second in their second main, but it is actually very difficult for us to out this. So Ocean Dragon locking them out of summoning non-water monsters while they have this. So that is, you know, value, but drawing into Photo Mirror when we already have the Aquamirror in hand is a bit annoying. You know, we really were hoping for any other Gishki monster, basically. Mega Fortress Whale not currently summonable. Let's activate Ocean Dragonlord, get our Legendary Ocean. Unfortunately, again, because opponent used Evenly Matched, we lost our Sea Stealth 2, which we could have used to summon the Mega Fortress Whale, but we don't have a way to get over this Blackluster Soldier. It can't be destroyed by card effects, so we can't just attack into it with the Sea Stealth attack. So our best option is to wait till opponent goes to battle phase, fade our Ocean Dragonlord, take 3,000 damage, stop the Blackluster Soldier from banishing our cards, and hope that we top deck something on the next turn. So, opponent going to battle. We are going to dodge so that we don't trigger the effect of Blackluster Soldier for destroying a monster. Opponent main phase 2, summoning some Ancient Warriors. Not sure. Maybe they have a water monster they're going to end on. Ancient Warrior Saga, summoning another Ancient Warrior, and it's just going to all go away because they got Umi locked again. So, not sure what that was all about. Draw into the Ice Jade Tremora. Okay, so we could Ice Jade Tremora the Whale, but That would leave us with 2 monsters on field. If opponent attacks into our whale, pops it, they can banish our Ocean Dragonlord. So that's not ideal. Or just pop our Umi, which, you know, we're running out of Umis, or just pop our Sea Stealth attack. Again, not ideal. So I think we're going to search for an Umi just to thin the deck because we're not really drawing what we need. We're just going to try and fade 1 additional turn, hope that we top deck an answer on the next turn. Opponent getting in for 3,000. All right, we can't do that anymore. We do have to block the next attack. So we got 3 turns. Triple tactics being completely useless here. Opponent has no activated monster effects. So we're going to Ice Jade Tremora, summon the whale, go to battle, and attack directly with the whale. If opponent can... opponent gets a free attack, so we really do have to top deck something still. We can you know, bounce our Ocean Dragonlord or Mega Fortress Whale if opponent tries to target it with a Blacklist or Soldier. But we're really struggling right now. All right. Opponent going to battle, attacking our Ocean Dragonlord. Now, I'm going to dodge because I would prefer he attacks the whale since Ocean Dragonlord will stop him from summoning additional monsters. But it might have been more correct to leave the whale on field. Opponent attacking into the whale. Whale can pop cards on field, but not this undestroyable, untargetable card. And opponent has an Ancient Warrior effect in hand. Ancient Warrior, if a card's destroyed by battle, they get to summon it for free. That is 3,000 damage. They're banishing our Sea Stealth attack, and we got a bit rough, all right? Sometimes when you're playing a deck that's 2 decks combined, you're going to get some awkward hands, and that was probably the most awkward running we could have had. Let's go on to the next game. All right, on to the next game. Now, Kashtiras makes it very difficult for pure Umi to function in current meta because of banishing all cards that go to the graveyard, making our Ice Bears completely useless. Also making Jellyfish send Umi to the graveyard to special summon your Ocean Dragonlord not work, because if you can't send cards to the graveyard, you can't activate Jellyfish. So Kashtiras really putting a hamper on Umi viability going second. But we got Gishkis. So Gishkis is the cope right now. Let's search for that Photo Mirror. And we don't have a great... we have an okay line here. We can summon our Naramanis, summon a random monster from our graveyard, and then tribute summon Ocean Dragonlord, search for an Umi, get the nice little Umi lock going. So we got a monster negate and an Umi lock. And because we used Focused Aqua Mirror, we get to set the trap from the deck. If this negate activates, we get to resummon it, get a second negate. So not a terrible start. Summon the Naramanis in defense mode, play around Lightning Storm. Summon from the graveyard the Gishki, but opponent going to impermit. Alright, so we get to keep our Ocean Dragonlord in hand. We still got our negate, and we still got our second negate with the trap in the end phase. Ice Bearer also potentially fading an attack, which can be invaluable. Alright, opponent, it is your turn. Not the best board, but we did get interrupted, so not much you can do. And here it is again. Kashtiras back at it. We are going to negate the activation of the Unicorn because we have a second monster negate. Opponent summoning a second Unicorn but can't activate it. Summoning Rise Heart, going to activate Rise Heart, banish cards from the top of our deck. Now, I'm not really worried about them making Shangri-Ira here because on our next turn, the beginning of turn, we can summon Naramanis in the draw phase. If your toggle's on, alright, make sure your toggle's on, everyone. And we can negate the effect to search from the deck, shuffle that back in if opponent chooses to activate. So, kind of fades the Shangri-Ira. Let's go back to our turn. All right, opponent not doing anything with the Shangri-Ira. Activate Aqua Mirror Illusion. Like I said, we're going to get the Naramanis on field. Now, if opponent activates this in standby phase, it will not work. So, opponent just choosing not to activate. And now we can get Umi Lock. Let's get the Jellyfish. Get the Ocean Dragonlord. Send Pacifist to the graveyard, summon the Umi. And opponent has Big Bang. All right, not expecting that. Because they control Kashtira XZ, we have to banish until we control the same number of monsters as them. So this is kind of like evenly matched. So we're going to choose to keep Ocean Dragonlord. Naramanis does get banished. Means we're gone for the rest of the game. But it was leaving the field at end of turn anyway, going back to the hand. And obviously Jellyfish, we can get another Jellyfish easily. That negate's not as valuable as the Ocean Lock. Alright. Now, I want to use this Ice Barrier here to get a search. So we're actually going to attack into Shangri-Ira, which does 2 things. It doesn't kill the Shangri-Ira, but it does negate its effects permanently. And we get our search with the Ice Barrier. And we got the Sea Stealth attack to protect our monsters as well. Let's search for the Kaiju. Turtle Kaiju. we're going to turtle away the Shangri era. Even though it's permanently negated, it is a bit annoying, so we're going to get rid of it and pass the opponent. Got to flip this face up, swap into the Pacifist because our regular Umi was making the Gameciel a level 7, which could have been annoying. Now, also the turtle on field means they might not be able to summon their Kashtiras in hand. So we could be in for a bit of a lock on the opponent. Opponent not reading, probably attacking in with the turtle. Maybe they knew, all right. Going into the Kashtira Ogre main phase 2. Get popped by the Sea Stealth attack. Searching for preparations. So some of the Kashtiras are water, so Water Lock not going to be 100% effective, but it will stop them going into any of their extra deck monsters, unless they have 2 water monsters on field. All right, opponent preparations activating. Now if we activate a trap effect, they get to banish a card from our hand, so we are going to just set stuff in hand if we can, because we don't want them getting free value off our activations of Sea Stealth attack. Opponent taking away a card from our deck. They are going to take away the Foolish Burial Goods. Opponent activating that Max C, not going to do anything. We got it, all right. Umi Lock, we got the token value. Let's get in, pop them, deal some damage, and you know we really just got to grind them out now. Now it is the grind game. Opponent can't summon 2 monsters, and we got to just keep hitting them each turn. Kashtira Unicorn searching for the Birth, which does mean they'll be able to get 2 monsters on field each turn. Birth going to resummon the Kashtira Ogre. So now we're kind of in a stalemate. Big Bang not going to be activatable. Opponent won't be able to XZ summon because they're Umi locked. So we can hit both of their monsters each turn. They can resummon 1 a turn with the Birth. The preparations can special summon a banished card or a card from their hand. They don't have any Kashtiras banished, so maybe not a stalemate. We're still grinding them out. Let's set this evenly matched because of the preparations. Pop both their monsters. Opponent's got a top deck. This is in a bit of a top deck war. They got a top deck to get around our value train. And opponent also searching each turn with its Kashtira Unicorn to thin the deck. Alright, Theosis. Activatable to search for a water-only Kashtira, and they got the tier limits Kashtira. Choosing to mill us, actually a bit of a mistake since they milled our Ice Barrier, going to give us a search for any water monster. Let's go to our turn. Go straight to battle. Now we could have activated this Ice Barrier just to get our Whale. I think we have Whale. Oh, Whale got banished. Alright, Whale's gone. So not really anything we could have searched for of value with this Ice Barrier right now, since both of our Gishki ritual monsters that we're running are both banished. So this Shadow not doing much. So opponent, the Kashtiras, this is what I said, the Kashtiras randomly banishing a lot of your deck is going to be pretty devastating against certain strategies. Let's go into the Nightmare Unicorn, or Nightmare Phoenix, sorry. Pop this Birth, which is letting them resummon Kashtiras each turn, and pass the opponent. They still got water locked. Of course, opponent has the second Birth. That's going to trigger our token. Opponent going to summon a Kashtira Unicorn, search again for another Theosis. Do they still have water monsters in the deck? Looks like they do. Searching for another copy of the Kashtira Ogre. Alright, and activating Droplet. Alright, if opponent knows what they were doing, they could have activated Droplet first on Ocean Dragonlord and then summoned any Kashtira from the deck. Probably attacked, got some value, banishing our stuff, but opponent's sequencing here a bit awkward. They're sending the Umi, negating the Umi Dragon, and now they're going to XC into Big Eye. Big Eye going to try and steal the only card that they can target because of our Sea Stealth 2. Opponent probably would have made a mistake if they could have, targeting one of our water monsters that we could dodge with the Sea Stealth, but our Sea Stealth 2 stopped them from being targeted, so they steal our Nightmare Phoenix instead. Not sure if they'll be able to get value out of that. It gets popped, crashing into our Sea Stealth attack. Let's search for our last level 5 or higher water, get that Ice Jade Tremora, except we don't want Ice Jade Tremora, we're going to get the Grimness. Grimness just to get bodies main phase 2. Let's attack into the Big Eye, hit opponent for 2,000 damage, use Grimness to get some bodies on field. Summon the Marincess Coral Anemone. Activate to get another level 5, and now even if opponent summons 2 Kashtiras, we're still going to be pushing damage. Ice Jade being a level 5 means it will get triggered by the Sea Stealth attack if opponent chooses to attack into it. Alright, opponent. Activating the Birth again, getting the Unicorn, activating Feather Duster, we're going to dodge, and this was a mistake. Alright, I should have dodged with the Marincess Coral because obviously the Ice Jade Tremora can not be attacked through. So Bit of a mistake. If opponent knows how the Sea Stealth works, they will attack over the Merciless Coral Anemone. But even if they do that, we should have lethal next turn, unless opponent manages to summon another monster from somewhere, because that Ice Jade Tremora is going to be lethal. Opponent banishing. There you go. Banishing card from our hand. Adding the last copy of Birth to their hand, and it looks like they got nothing left. Coral Anemone. Yeah, stealing a monster from our extra deck does not matter anymore. We got easy lethal. Ice Jade coming back. Now we just attack with the Ice Jade, pop the Unicorn, and get lethal with 4,000 damage with the Umi Dragons. Alright, love to see it. Umi still doing work, even in the Duelist Cup. Let's go on to the next game. Alright, on to the next game. And we got the most Umiest hand ever, but we are going second. This hand would have been amazing going first. We do have the Turtle Kaiju, but opponent is playing Math Mechs, and Math Mechs going to be a little awkward because the Math Mech trap can activate kind of in response to whatever we do. So we're going to have to try and bait out the activation of the trap, hope we can turtle the monster that they make, and see where it goes from there. Opponent making the Alimbertian, getting the equation, going for the diameter, and looks like opponent is going extra wide, and they're actually able to make the Laplacian going first, which means they get an additional pop in our hand, randomly sending a card from our hand to the graveyard. So we're going -1 already, and opponent presumably has the super factorial to do it again on our turn. So we're already like -2. Opponent anti-pot of greeting us. This is what it feels like to get hit by the Mulan Glacia. All right, not good. Going second is rough, and opponent set in 2 back row. So we know that one of these is the super factorial. Other set back row could be anything. Now, if we can summon Umi Dragon onto the field before they activate the super factorial, they will not be able to activate it because they already control a fire monster. So, I think the trick here is going to be to see if we can get our Umi live. So if opponent does nothing here in response to our Legendary Ocean, we can just normal summon Ocean Dragonlord, and they'll be locked out of summoning. So that's our big hope. Sea Stealth attack plus Ocean Dragonlord. Kaiju to, you know, hopefully hold something off later. We'll see if it works. Legendary Ocean on field, opponent activating to draw. Now obviously this all goes wrong if opponent decides to pop the Legendary Ocean before it resolves. Alright, Ocean Dragonlord on field. Let's search for the Jellyfish. We can't summon it. Could have tried to go for a Jellyfish summon Ocean Dragonlord line, but Jelly can't negate the trap, so that probably would have ended in complete disaster. Unfortunately, opponent has Droplet. Droplet going to negate Ocean Dragonlord's effect, so opponent no longer flood locked. They're going to be able to activate Super Factorial, pop a card on field, pop a card in our hand, and we're basically done for. They're even waiting till the end phase to activate so that we can't respond with a Turtle Kaiju. So that is pretty devastating. That is going to be pretty easy for opponent to wipe us out with the Laplacian. Laplacian also has a negate. So there you go, popping, card in our hand, card on the field, and random spell and trap. So we're basically done for. We don't have Pacifist to generate a token, so opponent can just make the access code talker double attack lethal play, and they're probably going to pop this before that happens. So this is, again, the risk, all right? Ocean Dragonlord, always a bit of a risk going second. Not like the Gishkis. Going second, Gishki's very strong, all right? Going second and first. So that's what I'm saying. Like the Gishkis overperforming, Umi probably underperforming in current meta. So there you go. Access code talker, boosted all the way to 5,000, attacks twice, pops all the cards on our field, just to be extra safe, and gets in for double attack lethal. Let's do one more game. All right, one final game, and then we will go on to sink or swim. We are going first. We got the Gishki Shadow. Opponent activating Dimension Shifter, which is super annoying because we have a lot of one-ofs, and Sprite Elf does not work if we have no level 2s in the graveyard. So we're going to have to do a bit of a reduced board. We're not going to be able to extend as much. Let's normal summon Abyss. We're going to search with our Vision, giving him up forever, getting him banished to search for our Naramanis, get our 1 monster negate. Don't want to activate the Focused Aqua Mirror because if we, usually the advantage of it is it searches for the trap. So we activate it, it gets banished, don't get to search for the trap. No reason to summon the Zelgigas here because it's more of a going second card. And no reason to go into Sprite Elf because we got no level 2s in graveyard. We just be banishing our Abyss for no value. So opponent, playing Kashtira's, of course, and if you played in this Duelist Cup, I would say it's probably 50% Kashtira's. It is half Kashtira's, half other stuff. Cash tier is definitely overrepresented. I'm surprised Konami did not hit them at all, hitting instead random jank decks. Maybe they're waiting to do a full ban list later. Generally, they wait a couple weeks before they do their ban list after the Duelist Cup rather than hitting immediately. But strange that they would hit random jank decks instead of hitting the most represented deck. Are Nermanus going to negate the Fenrir effect to banish it? Shuffle it back in the deck. Opponent may not be able to make any plays here. Choosing to Raigeki main phase 2. Okay, opponent probably didn't realize that Nermanus only negates monster effects, since they could have just wiped our whole field, banished our Nermanus. That would have been devastating. Alright, now we get to show off the power. Gishki's going second. No longer under the shifter. Let's get summoning. And I don't know what I was doing here because I probably should have ritual summoned. I guess I was playing around the negate, the one from hand. What is it? Psyframe Gamma. Because there's no real good reason to do the Nermanus using the ritual. Where is it? Using the Aquamirror ritual. We could have searched and tributed our opponent's monster and summoned the Zilgigas first. So, you know, it is a choice. Also, the downside of doing it this way is Birth is going to get triggered because they control Kashtira. They get to banish 3 cards from our graveyard. So, I guess that's the reason that we use this, because it's getting banished. Graveyard gets banished. No, we should have done the other way. They would have removed the Kashtira from the deck. It's alright, though. Alright, we're not going to give up just because we make misplays. Let's Grimness. Summon the Vision because we have our second Abyss in hand. Sprite Elf. Get back the Vision. Go to battle. Crash over that Rise Heart instead of getting lethal like we were supposed to. Easy. Would have got easy lethal. Attack twice with both our rituals. Go into the big hand and get lethal. But we misplayed. Alright, it's fine. Opponent activating Birth. We're going to summon our Grimness from the graveyard. Now we only have the negate with the Nermanus, so opponent really could get, they could get us here. Cast your Rise Heart, banishing top 3 cards of our deck, summoning an Ash Blossom to go into Baran. Alright, now if opponent knows what they're doing, they'll go to battle, attack over the Nermanus, and then pop the Sprite Elf so that they keep Baran's negate. But opponent gets greedy, pops the Sprite Elf main phase 1, so we get to fight, challenge the Baran with our negate from Nermanus. So opponents, they win the battle, but they lose Baran's negate. They lose Baran's negate. That is a big deal. Baran's negate is gone. Opponent going to battle, hitting our Gishki Vision. We have no ritual monsters left. We got one in the graveyard. All our ritual spells, all our good ritual spells are banished. We cannot ritual summon anymore. So we do have to beat this Baran using only our extra deck. Luckily, we should be able to Sprite Elf. And then go into Underworld Goddess, which is pretty good against Kashtira since I think Underworld Goddess negates the Birth. So opponent shuffling Baran back into the extra deck and giving up. Alright, I guess they had nothing they could get. And Gishki Umi beating Kashtira one final time. Let's go on to Sink or Swim, and I'll have the deck list at the end of the video. Alright, on to Sink or Swim. Thank you for sending in your spicy replay. And we got, already, I'm loving this, we got Mystic Box. I do not know what this does. We're going to find out as we go. Thank you, Referus, for sending in this video. We also got Blizzard. Opponent going first, playing Mathmech. So we got in our gameplay today. Let's see, Mathmech Ignistar. Alright, let's see if Fish going second can find a way to out the Ignistar board, and this is going to be a long wombo combo. So I'm already impressed that you're showing me going second against a very powerful deck. So let's speed things up, see if opponent makes the unaffected Ignistar. I forget the name of it. Let's see if we can look it up before opponent summons it. There's a big Ignistar, Arrival Cyber's unaffected by other cards' effects, and it's going to have probably 6,000 attack. So let's see if opponent can do it. There it is. Massive unaffected Arrival, only 4,000 attack though, so maybe we can out this. The only way to out it is really to attack over it or to kaiju it. And they have this Ignistar token. I don't think that's doing anything. I don't think the field spell does anything on our turn. So, alright, Fish, show me the power of Mystic Box and Blizzard. Alright, because I'm going to read these cards only if you activate them. Lantern Shark, going to special summon a shark from our hand. Getting that Silent Angler. Abyss Shark going to summon itself from the hand, locking us into waters, I believe. You can only summon waters. So we're locked into waters now. Searching for the right hand shark. Going into Acid Golem of Destruction. Alright, what is this? During standby phase detached material, you can't special summon any monsters while this card has an X material. So we can't go into Zeus. Alright. So what are we using the Acid Golem for? Mystic Box. Target a monster your opponent controls and one other monster you control. Destroy the first target, then give control of the second target to your opponent. So we're giving the opponent Acid Golem, so they can't special summon monsters. Alright. But they can still attack with the Acid Golem, and they can also still attack with the Rival Cybers. So locking opponent out of summoning. Are we going to do like Crooked Cook? No, we're locked in the waters. We can't do Crooked Cook. What are we doing? We're making Stealth Kraken. Now this is unaffected, so alright, we're stalling. This is maximum stall mode. Opponent can attack us twice. Stealth Kraken, if it gets popped, will summon some Kraken spawns from our extra deck. So we gotta still find the out for the Rival Cybers. Opponent Raigekiing. We're activating Blizzard. Blizzard to negate. Target a spell opponent controls. Negate its effects. If the targeted card would be sent to the graveyard, it's added to their hand instead. So they get this back. They're going to get Raigeki back immediately, right? They can't activate it this turn, but Raigeki goes straight back to their hand. So this really is just a little bit of a stall. Very much a stall. Blizzard negating. Alright. Opponent going to battle. Hitting the Stealth Kraken. That's going to resummon Kraken spawns. How many are we running? We're running 2. Okay, 2 Kraken spawns. If opponent pops the Kraken spawn, we get back the Stealth Kraken. Opponent popping it with the effect. Okay, that's going to resummon the Kraken, Stealth Kraken. Are we going to pop in main phase 2, pop the Acid Golem? Or are we just going to pass our turn? We're passing our turn. All right. Well, now you have the option of making Zeus using the Stealth Kraken spawn. So that's definitely an option. We also have Crystal Shark, Right Hand Shark to go into another XC play. What are we going to do here? Right Hand Shark, adding the Left Hand Shark, Crystal Shark, targeting the Acid Golem, going into number 37. All right, not a card I've seen very much since the Duel Links days. This card was very good in Duel Links because there was a skill to let you make all your monsters level 4. So you just summon 2 Mermails, go level 4. So we're not going into Zeus. We could have attacked, made a Zeus, wiped the field, but we're not doing it. We're just going to block our opponent out of summoning, try and fade an additional turn. Now, this card, if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, I believe, yeah, it's going to resummon a water monster from our graveyard. So we'll just have to see what happens. This effect can miss the timing, though, so you got to be careful about this. If it gets popped, Chainlink 2 or higher, it will not activate. Kraken Spawn activating, Nightmare Shark activating. Stealth Kraken looks like we do not have any more Kraken spawns, only running 2. Kraken come back. All right, so wait, was that a misplay? Did we target? Hope Wolf and Spider Shark can target another water monster graveyard. Did we target this twice? That seems like a bit of a mistake. All right, so we're down to no cards. How do we get out of this? We are not in a very great situation. All right, Buzzsaw gives us a Freak Z. So rank 4 Z, what are we doing? Ash Blossom negating. Okay, luckily we are not done for. We're not done for because we have in the graveyard the Crystal Shark. So Crystal Shark going to get summoning. And it is possible here. It is possible that we could go into the Zeus OTK. Opponent only has 1500 attack on this Lava Golem. We can reduce it again with the Crystal Shark. If we have the attack twice double Utopia play. No, we're going to Honor Arc. All right, so Honor Arc can activate to steal an opponent's monster, but can't get the Rival Cybers. So we're stalling. We're still stalling. What is the out? Are you just waiting until you draw Turtle Kaiju? Are you waiting until opponent loses the will to live because they can't attack with Acid Golem and can't summon? Because we're just going to lose our Silent Honor Arc here. Silent Honor Arc. Oh, it protects itself. I didn't even know it did this. If it would be destroyed by battle card effect, detach material. Okay, Honor Arc lives. It lives. Back to our turn. We can resummon that Crystal Shark. Max C a bit late to the party. Left Hand Shark. Not even going to bother. All right. We're just going to stall for an additional turn. Opponent. Oh, wait a minute. Acid Golem. Detach material, take 2000 damage. Is our win condition Acid Golem? We just stall until Acid Golem gets the win. Opponent hitting our number 101 Silent Honor Arc. All right, this is the win condition. This is Ruthless Savagery. All right. Feather Duster going to wipe the back row. Love to see it. Imperm negating. Can Imperm negate your own monsters? No, it can only negate opponent's monsters. So they couldn't negate the Acid Golem. Opponent probably doesn't have an out to this. I mean, they can't special summon. Maxi going to stall another attack. Opponent taking 2000 damage. That's it. They have to win this turn. Otherwise, they're going to die to the Acid Golem. Wow. So I guess the out is to send it using. You can send it using that spell, the negate spell. Droplet, Forbidden Droplet could send this, but we don't have a face-up card to even let droplets like send. So yeah, opponent's done for. They got Acid Golemed. Wow. All right, love it. Beautiful Acid Golem fish destruction using Mirror Box to give opponent the Acid Golem and stopping them from able to do plays. So the downside of that is opponent has to have a monster on field, so you can only do that going second unless you can find a way to give yourself or give your opponent a token. So very interesting deck, and yeah, very spicy. All right, thank you for sending in the video. Thank you everyone else for watching. Let's go on to the deck list. All right, here you go. Here is the Gishki Umi deck list. Let's go through it. We got 2 copies of Gishki Abyss to search. We got 2 copies of Gishki Vision, 2 Gishki Grimness, triple Shadow to search ritual spells. We got 2 copies of the Jellyfish, 1 Ice Jade Tremora, 1 Ocean Dragonlord, 1 Mega Fortress Whale, 1 Gameciel. We got Zilgigas, we got Naramanis, we got the Raigeki, we got the Harpy Feather Duster, the Foolish Barrel Goods. We got Triple Fish Sonar to search for our Ocean Dragonlord and our 2 Jellyfish and our Mega Fortress Whale. We got Focus Aqua Mirror at 3 to search for our Gishkis. 2 copies of Triple Tactics Thrust, which underperformed in my gameplay today, so maybe you'd want to swap this for something else. We got triple copies of Umi, one of them being the Pacifist, 2 being Legendary Ocean. We got triple copies of the Photo Mirror, 1 Sea Stealth 2, 2 Ice Barriers, and Aqua Mirror Illusion, evenly matched, and the Sea Stealth. So we are really playing like a kind of go second build. Instead of hand traps like Maxi Ash Blossom, I chose to run Raigeki and Talents and, evenly matched. Maybe, it's a bit questionable. This was definitely swapping the hand traps out of the go second Gishki deck and putting in the Umi package. And you saw Umi package did win some games, so Umi still got it. It still got it, but it definitely is not as powerful as it used to be with all the, banishing everything that gets sent to the graveyard. Let's go through the extra deck. We got 1 Sky Cavalry, Downer Magician, Stealth Kraken, Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon, Arsenal Zeus, Phoenix, Coral Anemone, IP Masquerena, Sprite Elf, Nightmare Unicorn, Appaloosa, Access Code Talker, World Sea Dragon, and the Underworld Goddess. If I were to go back on this deck list, I'd probably take these 2 cards out, because the only time you're going to exceed 2 is if you used a Gishki Grimness to summon 2 level 2s, and if you use that effect, you can't attack with Exceed monsters because you can only attack with rituals. So might be worth it to not play the Centuria, cut these 2, play some additional Link monsters. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you liked the video, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.